My name is Kevin Zuccaro, and I work for Fluid Audio, and we're in San Diego, California. And I have a partner as well. My partner is in Oslo, Norway. I had been working for many speaker companies since I was probably 25 years old, starting at JBL and working for several others. And the last one I had worked with was a company called M Audio. Great company, loved working there. It was sold and changes were slowly being made to the company and that I didn't like. So I think it's a story that's been told or it's the same story that a lot of people that start their own companies, they're unhappy with the company they're working for, so they want to start their own company. And that's basically what happened. I saw an opportunity to start my own company because this company was doing things that I didn't really think were the right things to do. Well, I love speaker design and I love just design in general. And plus, I wanted to do things slightly different. I don't know if it's an authority problem, but I didn't like to be told, exactly what the product should be. I wanted to, since in speaker design, a lot of the aesthetic design elements are directly related to the acoustic parts because of the shapes and different things affect the acoustic part of it. Sharp edges, round parts, everything contributes to the acoustic part of the speaker. You can't just willy-nilly make these design changes. They have to be done at the same time, integrated acoustic and aesthetic design. Well, I just wanted to be competitive in the marketplace. At that time, there were much less players in the market than there are now. But I saw an opportunity to do something using my experience and all the things that I bring to it. I thought I could do a better job. And plus, I think being a smaller company, it's easier to interface with distributors and dealers, and if changes need to be made, they can be done quickly. And a lot of times working in big companies, they get a little bit difficult to maneuver. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, I've been doing this, like I said, I've been in speaker design and loudspeaker design. Since I was working at JBL when I was, I think maybe it was 1990 when I started, so a long time ago. So I started out as a technician, as the sort of designated speaker builder. So, glue and parts and building all of the samples that needed to be built for the engineers, with slight changes or, a bigger driver or a lower FS, whatever. They would ask me to be the designated builder. So I would build it and test it and give the results to the engineers. And that's where I kind of learned how to design and build speakers. And then from there, I figured out, or I learned how to voice them, how to make a crossover, and then digital came and learned DSP, and all of these steps brought me to sort of where I am now, only on a much smaller scale, because it's kind of just me. That's about it. Well, the company, the business part of it, I had to learn completely from scratch because I didn't know how to set up a website. I didn't know how to do all of the nuts and bolts for creating a company. That part took some time, learning curve. But the design part of it, the speaker design part of it was the easiest part for me because I'd been doing it so long. And I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I had great partners in Asia that could help with the the amp design and with the manufacturing. The only thing I could bring to the new company was that experience of speaker design. That's one of the main reasons why I found my partner Kenneth, because he had a lot of experience with web design, IT, a lot of things that I really couldn't do and never did in my life. So we work together very well. He does a lot of the things that I don't do. Well, let's start with the name first. A lot of people ask me about the name in the beginning and what does it mean and whatever. And to be honest, I just like the sound of it. I like the way Fluid Audio sounded. I like the way that in English, the way it sounds. Maybe in different countries or different accents, it sounds different, but Fluid Audio, I just like the way it sounds. And then fluid just means sort of easy and unobstructed when you're working in a studio or even at home trying to record or whatever. You want a workflow that's seamless and that's easy, and you know where everything is, and that's kind of the way Fluid, the name came about. But as I said earlier, I wanted the company to compete with the bigger brands. Of course, I came from JBL, so that was kind of the highest, and I don't know if we'll ever get there, but we just want to be a very well-respected and well thought of brand for studio monitors and for all the peripheral stuff that we do. As far as the speaker stuff, we wanted to clearly differentiate from other companies with the coaxial design, and that's why we did it. It looks very different than any speaker that you'll see on the market, and we've heard that from the very first time that we launched it. And a lot of people are kind of put off by the look of it. It isn't until they listen to it and they hear the imaging. And if there's anything that we really pride ourselves on at Fluid Audio is imaging, which is, I think the word imaging comes from more of hi-fi beginnings, but imaging primarily means the depth of the soundstage that you hear in the speakers. Most mixing and monitors is 2 channels, stereo, right? So when you close your eyes and listen, can you hear where the drums are? Can you hear where the hi-hat is? You know, how far the guitar player is from the drums? Those kind of things we feel are very important in mixing. You don't want that flat kind of phasey sound of the old monitors, the old NS10s and stuff. People got used to mixing on those, but they really make your job more difficult, to be honest. You want something that's predictable and you know where everything is relative to the left and right soundstage. That's what we really think is important, and that's what the coaxial design does very well. We named our high-end product Image because imaging is so important to us and the soundstage, and we did the same thing with the AMT tweeter of the Image 2 and now the Image 1. You want to be enveloped, you want to feel almost inside of the mix. You don't want to have this sort of flat 2D feel to the mix. You want to feel some depth, almost like it's a multi-channel thing, but it's only 2 channel. But you get that depth because of the good imaging. Passionate, hardworking. I mentioned the imaging. That's really important for us, bringing the listener into the listening experience and into the mix. Those are at the top of the importance of what we do, and our commitment to our customers as well. Customer service, being easily approachable and easy to access us through our website or through email or whatever. We're very easy to get a hold of and personable. We feel really good. That's one of our strong suits as well. Well-built, robustly built product, doesn't fail. It sounds really great, flat response, great looking. The most crowded part of the market is this, where the FX series is, and that's why we differentiated it with the coax. So that's why we feel really strongly about putting our eggs in that coax kind of basket because we feel that it works very well, not only in two-channel mixing and monitoring, but also for Atmos as well. Atmos is getting growing more and more Atmos studios every day. People are starting to figure out, especially one of our new artists, his name is Baby Brown in Las Vegas, that the coax point source design works exceptionally well for Atmos. 11 channels, all pointing at this, in the same direction, makes a really nice sweet spot. And they're all, the 50s and the 80s are also voice matched. I forgot to mention, they work exceptionally well in an Atmos system. What differentiates us, the power's about the same in all of them, the size of the driver, but we like to say as I mentioned before, some of the other things like the customer service and stuff, but the voicing of our speakers are really what differentiate us from the others in the crowd. Yeah, well, we've gotten pretty far now with amplifier technology. We'll always keep on moving. There's going to be, it was class A, B, A, B, D. It's probably going to evolve and be more efficient and stuff. DSP and digital aspect speaker manufacturing, I believe will evolve. Of course, AI. I'm sure AI will be integrated somehow. There's other companies, most notably consumer companies like Sonos, that have basically computers inside the speakers, for your home multi-room use. In many ways, Pro Audio is a little behind the curve in the technology because we're more using the monitors as a tool to make our records, to make our songs. To do something else than really enjoy the music. It's a tool to get a job done. Pro Audio is almost, in some cases, sells itself as being less technology because many believe that older technologies sound better. Vinyl, for instance, the resurgence of vinyl, many people think that sounds better, and that's just an example how people will use older technology to have a better sound, and in studios using analog equipment, and et cetera, et cetera. So technology is great, and technology can benefit your products in many ways, but in this instance, for Pro Audio, for mixing, for making records, for making music, you have to pick and choose the right place to use technology, where to leave it to the consumer guys. I mentioned the image series. So we have our Image 2, which we launched, I guess, almost 2 years ago, which, if I can speak a minute about that, of course, it's a dual side firing 4 amplifier studio monitor with an AMT high frequency and aluminum cone mid-range. So that was a dual 8, the Image 2, and now we're coming out with our Image 1, which is going to be a dual 6.5 inch. Very similar. The real kicker and the real cool part of the Image series is our cooperation with SonarWorks. So SonarWorks has Sound ID for room correction. So on our Image 2, we used a USB connection and our own proprietary software to upload SonarWorks room correction files right onto the Image 2. We're going to keep doing that. We love it. Works great. Image 1 will have an Ethernet connection instead of the USB connection. So integrate many image products within your studio, do multiple things on one click as opposed to doing one at a time. So it makes things a little bit easier. So we have the Image 1 coming, the smaller image, which is really pretty cool. And then we're going to do other products, probably an FX, higher end FX that will have the room correction upload as well. That's a little bit further off, but we're working on it. And then I didn't mention Strum Buddy, but Strum Buddy is our little guitar amplifier, which has been in the market. It's probably our best selling product. It's for practicing at home with your electric guitar. You just plug right in, stick it to your guitar and play. and it has DSP effect and onboard rechargeable battery. So you just plug it into USB and go for it. But that product has gotten pretty mature now. So now we're coming out with our new product, which is the Strum Buddy Pro, which is a slightly bigger woofer, a lot bigger battery for not only longer lasting play, but also for a louder out. And then some added features which our customers have asked for, which is headphone out. If you don't want to disturb anybody with the loudspeaker, you can just use a headphone. And then volume control. Before we didn't have volume control, we just would use the guitar volume. But now people ask for volume control, so we added that. So it's slightly bigger, and that should be available very soon, probably in the coming 2 months or so. So that's Strum Buddy Pro. After that, our plate is full at the moment, so we're going to see what comes after that. But we'll be sure to let you know what's coming. Please come to Kim Lang Audio. I mean, this is our distributor here in Thailand, so they know our products very well. They can give you a demo of any product, and we trust them to speak for us in the Thai market. That's about it. Thank you.